guys, and welcome to episode 1 of Physical Culture. Today's episode is going to be on how to break past being a beginner, and this is in regards to calisthenics exercises. The first thing I'm going to talk about is how to take your exercises beyond the beginner levels. So, in other words, how to start doing more advanced movements. You can do this in a number of ways. With calisthenics, it's important to realise that your body fat percentage is going to greatly impact what you can actually perform. Because you are doing bodyweight exercises, it means that any additional body fat that you have is like adding extra resistance. So imagine you're 20 plus pounds overweight and you're attempting to do chin-ups. You might have the strength to do those chin-ups if you're only 5-10 pounds overweight, but the heavier you get, the more difficult it's going to be. So obviously, one of the things I'm going to say is you need to emphasise leanness in your calisthenic pursuits. So when it comes to progressing to more advanced movements, you need to think about the strength aspect. Of course, it's easy enough for me to say you should get stronger and then you'll be able to do harder exercises, but that doesn't really help you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break it down. So let's talk about progressing to more advanced movements in regards to what exercises you should do. So if you're trying to get a movement, and let's think about a movement like the one-armed push-up. In order to get the one-armed push-up, you're going to need to do a few things. First, you're going to need to get strong on the basic push-up motion. The problem is, you can't just go from doing regular push-ups onto doing one-arm push-ups, or at least most of us won't be able to do that. There are a few probably lucky people that will be able to do that. So what you're going to need to do is think about progressing. With weight training, progressing is a lot simpler. You just add more weights to the bar, and when you plateau in that movement, you change up the movement and then switch back, and you can improve quite rapidly that way, but it isn't always as straightforward. The type of exercises that you're going to move on to be able to get the one-arm push-up are going to be different for everyone. Not everything works, but a few exercises that do work are doing assisted one-arm push-ups, and you can do this by putting one arm further away and trying to press down, putting more weight on, say, your right arm, and then switching and doing your left arm, and that helps build up the strength of the movement. As soon as you get past that, and that's easy, you can put your feet up on a chair and do feet elevated assisted one-arm push-ups. I can't say for sure how long it will take you to get the one-arm push-up, but you just got to keep progressing. So body fat levels aside, you need two things. One, you need the strength, and two, you need to have learnt those movement pathways. Another way that you move on to more advanced movements is by incorporating more assistance. An example of this is when I was learning how to do a muscle-up. It was always my dream to do muscle-ups. I thought it was one of the coolest exercises I'd ever seen. But I'd never quite managed to get there. I already felt like I had the strength. I've spent about a year now really focusing on my pull-ups. I can do weighted pull-ups, I can do explosive pull-ups, I feel really quite strong on them. And I've also done plenty of dips. I can do weighted dips. I didn't think dips were really going to be my biggest problem. I thought it would be more of the pulling up to the bar. And whenever I tried to do a muscle-up, it was that part that I got stuck on. I couldn't get any further than my chest to the bar. And I just thought, well, maybe I'm just not explosive enough to get myself over. But I managed to get muscle up in 2 weeks. So what did I do? I didn't really get more explosive in those 2 weeks. I didn't get really that much stronger. I wasn't focusing on those things. Instead, what I did was I used some bands to perform assistance muscle-ups. So basically what I did is I put my bands over my pull-up bar, and the only kind of muscle-ups I can do inside are gymnastic ring muscle-ups. So I chose a number of bands that meant that the movement was easy. So I spent 2 weeks practicing the movement, and every time I started to progress more and it felt easy, I would remove a band and make it slightly lighter. So in 2 weeks I managed to build up my confidence in the movement. I felt strong, I was working completely different muscles than I actually thought I had. In fact, after a muscle-up training session, parts of my back that I didn't even know had muscles started to ache. I've never felt sore there before, and I've never had any exercise really that worked those. So there are all these small stabilization muscles that are required to perform a movement that you don't really feel until you actually do the movement. So the secret to actually getting to more advanced movements is gradually building up both the strength and your ability within that movement. So let's talk about gaining upper body strength. I'm going to start this off with a little story about myself. So when I was younger, I had very weak upper body. I had really skinny arms and just I looked frail. I hated it, I really did. So because I was so weak, I was determined to get a really strong upper body. I'd always had a really strong lower body, but I didn't really care about that as much because it was here that I was the most self-conscious about. So how did I gain upper body strength? Well, if you look back far enough in my videos, you'll notice that the first kind of training things that I did, or at least did consistently, well, it was weight training. I started off properly a year ago with weight training, and this was for a few reasons. Well, before I started doing this training, I had spent about a month losing all of my strength. I had a really bad time. It's a long story, but I was weak. Any strength I thought I had was gone. And I really looked bad. I lost my muscle, I'd gained body fat, and had the lowest self-esteem I've had since probably high school, which says a lot. High school was awful. So the reason I picked weight training was because you can start off at a very light weight. I had to start off using baby weights, but this meant I could quite easily see myself progressing. It meant that every week I could come in and add some weight, add a few reps. And this was a huge thing, because when you're weak or feeling weak, you want to be able to see those strength gains, you want to be able to see that improvement. I managed to get myself a lot stronger doing 5 months of weight training, and it was worth it. It really was. I managed to get my confidence back up. I managed to get the strength in my upper body to be able to do, say, handstand push-ups again. So the way to increase your upper body strength with calisthenics is to do what I said before. It's to progress to more advanced movements. You won't be getting stronger if you aren't progressing. If you're just doing the same exercises and just doing them for more reps, you're not getting stronger on those. You're just training endurance, and that doesn't really seem to build that much muscle or anything like that, or at least not any that I've noticed from all the years I just did push-ups. They only got me so far, so you just need to keep pushing on to more advanced training. As soon as you can do weighted muscle-ups, like I'm nowhere near there, but as soon as you can do those, you know that you're a beast. You're so strong. If you can do full range handstand push-ups, you're strong. If you pull back a little bit, if you're only at push-ups, if you can get yourself up into a handstand and you can hold it, then well done. If you couldn't do it before, that is huge. You'll be working your shoulders just by holding a handstand. As you start to get more confident and feel a bit stronger, you can start trying to do handstand push-ups. So every one of these milestones will take you closer and closer to having amazing upper body strength. So just get yourself a piece of paper and a pen, or you can type it out in a Word document. Just write out what your goals are. If you want to be able to do muscle-ups, then you have to write out all the different steps before that. If you can't even do a chin-up, you probably shouldn't be thinking too hard about muscle-ups yet. Think about what you need to do, what exercises you need to do before you get there, and you can look up on the internet what kind of progressional exercises you need. You just need to set out these milestones. As soon as you can do these, you just keep progressing, and eventually you will have a very strong upper body. So thank you for watching. If you have any questions, you should post it in the comments below, and remember to like and subscribe to this video if you haven't already. I'll be looking forward to doing another episode very soon. I hope this has helped. Let me know if you have any requests for videos or any questions you want answered. I'm quite happy to do a video on it. And I'll see you guys soon.